Hey guys, so we're back in Mexico. It's been about 2 months since our surgery and I'm feeling great. We wanted to give you a little bit of a recap of what happened after surgery, during surgery, and how I'm feeling now. So we flew from Mexico to Chicago and then we drove to Michigan. And the next day after that, I had a pre-op appointment with Dr. Khan, and he gave me a brief overview of what's going to be happening during surgery. He reassured me everything is going to go well. I was super confident in the choice that I made. As you saw in the last video, we did a lot of research in regards to that. The nurse there was fantastic, answered all my questions, and I was just nervous because, well, this was a big deal for me. So the next day was surgery day. I was super scared. The kids and my husband, or Chris, drove me to the hospital. The kids said their goodbyes to me. I felt like I was never gonna see them again.
Okay guys, Mama's going to get the surgery done.
I get my sister. Mama? I get my sister.
No. Look at Mama did.
Mama? I have my sister.
I'm thinking about. What life? You have no life. You have no.
All right, bye.
Okay, bye. Good luck. We'll see you 900cc smaller, right?
Like 425 cc.
Okay, patch.
Times 2.
Benjul
That's
patch.
850.
Benjul.
Oh.
Benjul patch. Benjul. Ben patch.
All right.
But I even gave them like a wave goodbye as I was walking into the hospital. And that was that. I had the surgery that day. After 3.5 hours of operating, Dr. Khan finished the surgery and everything went really well. After the surgery, I had no complications. I just felt extremely groggy and extremely upset with myself to even getting myself into this position. Getting implants versus explanting, it's like day and night. Putting them in was a piece of cake. Getting them out was difficult, and not in regards to the surgery, because he was able to, it was an easy peasy surgery for him, as tedious as he is and meticulous that he is. I was just so distraught on how my body looked and felt after, more so how I felt after, because I was so groggy and in pain. Even though I had pain medication, I was trying not to take only as needed. But I just felt very disgusted with myself, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I love you.
I'm in pain.
I'm Mama Chiboli. Mama,
Do you regret getting implants in the first place?
Yes, why would I do this to myself? I even said some expletives in the car to Chris because he kept asking me as I was still getting out of anesthesia. I was not a happy camper. Even driving, even my kids wheeled me into the hotel. We stayed at the Staybridge, and my kids wheeled me in with my husband, and I was so upset with myself that I just wanted to be alone, and they took me to the room and I slept pretty much for 2 days straight. But other than that, I felt great. Right now, how I am feeling is completely different than what I was feeling before. Sure, I still have some of my symptoms, but a lot of the symptoms that I had, 3 of the major ones are fatigue, anxiousness, and just feeling tired all the time has really flipped a switch. I feel much better, much more energetic than I did before. Sorry, we have a little friend here. but I feel much, much better. Do you see a difference, Chris, in how I was before and how I feel after?
I do, and I just want everyone to know that to have realistic expectations about the changes, that it's not a flip of a switch that the day after the surgery all your symptoms go away. It is a process, it is a healing process that takes weeks or months, or even they said until 18 months after the surgery.
Yeah, Dr. Khan said 18 months that it takes.
It's been about 2 months after the surgery, and I can clearly see that you are a totally different person, not only physically but emotionally, more energetic, happier, and just see all these major symptoms like you mentioned, fatigue, constant dizziness, all that go away gradually, but now you getting pretty much back to normal. That's a great thing to see.
And physically, like the way that I feel, I honestly don't know why I even did it in the first place. I feel much more happier the way that I look. Of course, they're not the same as they used to be, but it's almost like a relief, like your body just rejected these sacs out of your breasts, and you just feel a sense of relief. So I definitely am happy with the decision. Dr. Khan was extremely professional, one of the kindest doctors I have ever worked with, and answered all my questions, always was there, and texted, called, reassured, followed up, and his whole entire staff was from A to Z. I couldn't have asked for a better doctor and better medical professionals that we were working with in Novi, Michigan. I highly recommend, if you're going to decide to get explant surgery, to get it there. I 100% do not regret it. I just wish I would have done it sooner. What I do regret is getting them in the first place. That is something I can definitely say, because I honestly did not think that the process after surgery was going to be this difficult. I couldn't raise my arms for about 6 weeks. I was they call it T-Rex arms, so I was constantly like this. So that was very difficult for me, having 2 toddlers and running after them and still dealing with that.
You had to have the binder on for
Yeah.
6 weeks. That's, I can only imagine how uncomfortable that was.
And it got more comfortable after some time after having it. Actually, after the 6 weeks, when you're allowed to take it off, I was almost like, well, now I feel, bare, and I feel like I still need a binder. So that was an adjustment in itself. A lot of people, there's a group on Facebook in regards to Dr. Khan doing the procedures, and there's a huge support group there of girls that really do help answer a lot of questions, and it's just that sense of community that you get from people that are having the same symptoms. A lot of people, post their before and after pictures. So it is so important to show that your support towards getting explant when you are having the same issues as other women around the world. And it's just not only in America, but it's all over the world. So I really appreciate that group that Dr. Khan has created.
Me sitting on the side and looking at the entire process of having them put in and now getting them out and healing and getting better, I want to say one thing, that getting the explant surgery is the one thing that you truly do for yourself. You do not care what you're going to look like, what people think, what you're going to look like in pictures. This is one thing that you truly, honestly do for yourself, for you, so that you feel better and for your life quality to improve greatly.
I agree, for sure. And for me, it was very difficult after surgery because I was just in so much pain and I couldn't move, and Chris was there to help me, and he was taking care of 2 kids, and it was just really, really difficult. But every week was a step closer to feeling better, and I knew that I needed to do this. So it was so well worth it. Even after a couple days when I had to fly back to Chicago, or we had to drive back to Chicago, we got to see Dr. Khan, and he got to see me and how I was doing, and he said everything went great after surgery, that everything is going to be healing fine. I just needed to, listen to his instructions and making sure that I am keeping the binder on, as well as there is a support bra that had to be placed. So I was just extremely happy and grateful that we got to do this. I know financially this is extremely expensive for a lot of people, and they need to find a way to make ends meet in order to get these implants out, because it is not a cheap surgery. It is expensive. Also to fly down, stay at a hotel, getting care for your children if you have any.
Getting 2 rooms, because I think that was pretty important that we got 2 rooms, not just 1.
Oh, for us, yeah, we got 2 rooms at the Staybridge because I needed my rest, and I knew my 2 boys would not let me do that.
And I cannot imagine 2 toddlers jumping on you when you're fresh after the surgery, lying in bed.
We might have had to stay in Michigan a couple extra weeks if that would have happened.
Because it is very important to follow the instructions. The first, I think, 7 days is crucial, so that you literally do not move, keep your binder on, do not raise your arms, massage your breasts, and everything that Dr. Khan says, you have to follow the instructions very carefully.
So recap again, I'm feeling great. It's still a process I'm going through. I feel about 90% better. Everything that I have learned about this experience is that it takes time and patience, which I don't always have. But that's honestly, if I can give any advice about explanting, everyone is so nervous about the before surgery, what you're supposed to do and all of that. But honestly, it's the patience that you have to have after surgery, because the expectations that, everyone's like, oh, are my breasts gonna look flat, and are they gonna look, lopsided, and blah, blah, blah. Honestly, your health is what matters. So if you're doing this, going into that thinking that you want it to look aesthetically pleasing, which of course we all do, but the most important is why you're going into the surgery is so that you get your health back. And I feel so much better. Even if it went 10% better than what I was, I would have not regretted getting the surgery. So I love the fact that I'm just feeling better and better every day. I had 3 close friends that I would always text, and we're still really close right now, where we get to chit chat and how our experiences are going, and now we even talk about our lives. But it's just the community that I got from this, my health that is back. Dr. Khan, I gained a not only a friend, but a mentor that I can always text and get advice from. And the biggest thing, again, is to make sure that you know that it is a process and it takes time. I still have scars, they're still red, but every single day it's getting better, fading and fading away.
Because your body detoxifies. You've had implants for so many years, and actually right after the surgery they send them to a lab to test for mold, for bacteria, for cancer, for dead tissue, and oftentimes you actually do have mold, fungus, bacteria on those implants, and the moment you take them out, your body starts detoxifying and getting rid of all those toxins that you kept in your body for years. So the change is not going to happen overnight.
Yeah. And every body, that's another thing, every body type is different. There's heavier set, slender women, everybody is different. And that's the beauty of it. And honestly, if you're contemplating getting explant surgery and you're nervous about it, I feel you, but it does make a world of a difference for me and a lot of other friends that have gone through their journey and are still going through the journey. It is one of the best surgeries that I had. I know that sounds so weird, but it's so true. And this guy, he keeps crying here, and I'll tell you why. We're outside, and how do I lift this up, Chris, so they can see? There's a bird, but it's not a bird. It's just a material parrot that is hanging from our ceiling, and he thinks it's real, and he keeps licking his face, and he wants to eat the bird.
I wanted to thank Dr. Khan and the Facebook community for helping Paulina make the decision and actually get her life back.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much to everybody that you know who you are, who have helped. Dr. Khan, you're the best. Thank you so much. I hope you're using your mug. I really thank you and your whole entire staff for doing this for me. Appreciate it. And so do my boys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyways, guys, if you guys have any questions, write your comments below and I will answer them as soon as I can. Cheers. Bye.
Adios.
Adios.